What's up everyone, I'm Nux Pro, and this is part 1 of 2 of the Call of the Dead multiplayer high round strategy. And in this video we're going to be going over point building, different ways to get Juggernog, perk selection, weapon selection, the basics of your routes for the strategy, and should you or should you not kill George. We'll have that discussion at the end. Part 2, which should be out tomorrow, we're going to talk about alternate routes, what to do when one of your teammates goes down in different situations, and things you need to know when you're going into higher rounds. Because this map is a little bit different than the others, because there's no dog or monkey rounds, there's no traps per se, so you really need to step your game up for this map, because it is definitely one of the harder created maps, but it is easy to deal with if you know what to do. So the first thing we want to do is the point build, because without points you can't do anything. And we're point building for Juggernog, so if you come across the box, don't use the box. You're gonna have plenty of time later to use the box. It's one of my biggest pet peeves is when you're playing with people online, which I never do because of that reason. I mean, if you want to go high, first of all, you need to play with friends, because it's rare that you're going to get into a lobby with like 3 people that are all on the same page and know what they're doing and have, high round experience, unless you run into a party of 3, which most of the time they're just going to do it on their own anyway. So it's really rare. So I suggest getting a friend, watch strategies on YouTube, talk about what you're going to do, and then go from there. Also, the best way about going about this is 2 players, because 4 players you're going to get a lot more zombies and it's going to take longer, and the zombies are tougher in different rounds than in 2 players. And since solo, which I believe is the easiest way to go in zombies, does not show up on the leaderboards, 2 players is your best bet, especially since Treyarch doesn't have separate leaderboards for 4-player, 3-player, 2-player. Why put yourself at a disadvantage and go into a zombie game with 4 players and make it harder on yourself when you could just do it with 2? So back to our original discussion, we're point building for Juggernog. You don't need to use the box, you're going to have plenty of time to use the box later. That is what crawlers are for. So we suggest going the lighthouse way, not making a straight shot to the boat. Because the thing about the boat is that the boat's tight and there's a lot of, you're prone to go down on the boat. I mean, it can be done, and I'm showing you this because people are having problems initially getting Jug set up whatever they want to do. So an easy way to go about this is just take the lighthouse way, point build, sit where me and Baseball are sitting right now, and when you get overrun, which you shouldn't at round 4 or 5, you can open the lighthouse if that's a problem and head downstairs. But you can just sit here and point build, and once you acquire your points, you can make your way to Juggernog. Just open everything up, get Jugs, and head back to your strategy, and you're good to go. Instead of, stressing yourself out on the ship. Real quick, let me show you the route Baseball's going to run. Once you're in the lighthouse, go 1 floor down, and it will bring you here, and he's basically just going to run circles there and watch the windows, and that's all he has to do. And if you didn't see the floor, it's the floor that's connected to the PhD flapper room. And this is where I'm going to be the whole game, and I'm going to run my circles here. And we're going to go into that a little bit more in a bit, but now we're going to just show you where Jug is. We just point build until we have enough for Jug, and then we go back to, I was just looking for the box. Remember, blue light is box, yellow light is where the pack punch machine is. The pack punch machine is dynamic. It changes its spot, so you need to and sometimes it won't be on the map and stuff, so you just need to watch the lighthouse. So to turn the power on, you go up the stairs that I was just standing in front of, and you go to the top of the ship and you turn the power on, and then you head to Jug. I'm just showing Baseball. This is Baseball's first time playing the map, because I did all my initial stuff for Call of the Dead on the Xbox, and now I'm doing the strategy with him on the PlayStation. And if you don't know, Baseball is the co-owner of our channel. We both run this channel together, and this is his first time playing it, so he doesn't know where everything is. So this is Jug, and we both get Jug, and then it's back to the strategy area. He's on the second floor of the lighthouse, and I say second floor from you entering from where we entered earlier in the video, and I'm at the bottom of the lighthouse outside. You don't want to open the boat on the left, which leads to the ship. I mean, you can, it's really not a big deal, but it's one less thing you have to worry about. It is inconvenient to go all the way around if you need to get the box or something, but you know, who cares? If you're going for high rounds anyway, some extra time shouldn't kill you. And straight ahead on the little walkway there, wooden walkway, it's a dead end. It like leads to the spawn area where you spawn in the beginning. It's a dead end, but if you go to the right, there's a door there. I keep that closed too. I don't even know if it matters, because I've never had it open, but I just like to have it closed. The less things you have to worry about, the better. And then you just run circles. And this is exactly what the solo strategy is. I have a video of that, me going 30 plus. It was like, you know, the first few days the game was out. We got a lot of views and likes and subscribers from it, so if you want to check that out, I have the annotation on the screen. If not, you could just go to our channel. It'll be in our uploads. Pretty recent. And you just do this the whole time. Now you need to be careful for George, because George is a pain, and I'm going to show you in a few minutes. You're going to see what you're going to have to do if you accidentally hit George. And it's basically just, you know, keep running your route and don't panic. He's gonna come at you fast, and eventually you're gonna need him to lead him into the water there on the right. And it works better if you have a ray gun, because you can take out the whole horde. But you're gonna see later what I do with the HK. So it's a pain, but you know, you gotta, I mean, if you hit George, you gotta get him in the water, because he's gonna slow you down. Let's talk about perk selection. You need Juggernog. That is basic zombie. It's in the zombie Bible. That's the first commandment, or whatever. Doesn't even make sense. You need Juggernog. Number 2, I advise a Stamina. Stamina, you know, it can get you out of a lot of sticky situations when you're running routes. Both of you should have Stamina. Now, I don't suggest getting Quick Revive, because of the fact that if one of you go down, you have to keep him down. Because if Baseball goes down in the lighthouse and I'm trying to go up the lighthouse, I'm gonna die. And there's really no way out. If I go through the other door and try to go down the slide, it just brings me right back here. You can just round him up and try to get him, but then when you get him, you have to deal, it's just a pain. And usually you have enough points to, you know, get all your stuff back. I know it's heartbreaking if you had some special weapons, but the beauty of this strategy is that you don't need the ray gun or the scavenger or anything. Oh, this is where I accidentally get George mad. But you don't need, you know, the ray gun and the scavenger to, you know, continue on. Like, you can use a lot of other guns and survive at high rounds. So, if they go down, it's not a heartbreaker. I mean, it sucks, but I suggest not reviving just to save yourself. And I don't know how I got out of that, but Deadshot Daiquiri you don't need. And this is just us killing George. We don't need to kill George, but we just did it for the hell of it. Deadshot Daiquiri you don't really need either. And double tap, it's nice to have, but you don't really need it when you want your special weapons anyway. So we suggest Juggernog because that's basic knowledge of zombies. You need Juggernog. Stamina is a must, just because running routes it'll help. And PhD Flopper for the splash damage of the scavenger, grenades, and the ray gun. It's a must. And then we just say Speed Cola or double tap. I mean, it's up to you. We don't advise Deadshot Daiquiri or Quick Revive. But I'm sorry we didn't get into weapons this episode, or this part, but we're going to go into it in part 2. So we'll see you there. I'm Nux Pro, and thank you for watching. We're currently on round 23. Peace.